Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexual. My sexual life is a place to be for education about asexuality. And tonight is a movie review of The Little Mermaid. So I'm going to crack right on with it. As you can hear, I'm nasally. I'm not well at the moment, so I do apologise. So I went to see The Little Mermaid earlier despite not being well. And this is the 2023 movie. So instead of it being animated, it's got real people playing the parts. Of course, the parts of the mermaid are using CGI, and there's other characters under the sea that are animated, but it's not just a complete animation. Anyway, if you don't want to hear spoilers, then please do not watch this review because I'm going to reveal what happens. You probably know it because it's quite a famous story. So Ariel is a mermaid. She's a mermaid of the seven seas with her sisters. In the beginning of the movie, you see a good array of sisters. And things I like about that were there were sisters from different races and of different ethnic origin, different um people of color. So basically, people from she has different sisters from different ethnic backgrounds. Some are coloured, some are white, and I don't know if this is politically correct saying it this way, but I'm trying to explain that there's like a Chinese looking mermaid, there's people of colour looking mermaids, there's white people mermaids. If I'm politically incorrect about any of this or how I've said it, I do apologise. I'm just trying to say that I think it's really good they've got representation of different types of people, different coloured skin, and I think that's very good. It's diverse. That's what I liked about it. Anyway, Ariel's different to her mermaid sisters, and despite her father's wishes not to go to the sea level to basically find out more about the humans, he wants to keep her below sea level all the time. She decides to go above sea level, and on one of these journeys that she does this, she spots this ship, and it has a guy called Eric on it, who's a prince, and he's got a team behind him, and he likes adventure. He loves going on the open sea. He doesn't want to be stuck in a castle all the time. And Ariel wants adventure out of the sea. So they kind of come together, if you like. So in order to know more about humans, she gets in a little boat which is attached to Eric's big ship, where his crew are on the ocean. But what happens is there's a huge storm, and the ship is going down, and then it does catch fire and they have to abandon ship, and Eric, who's the prince, sinks down in the ocean, and Ariel has been spying on Eric and his crew in this small boat at the side, and she sees him go in the water, and she goes and gets him and pulls him up, pulls him to land and saves his life. And she sings this song to him to bring him round, to make him conscious again. And he has her outline of the face over him, and he wakes up and he sees her and her beautiful voice, and she then hears his crew coming, and obviously she's a mermaid, so they can't see her like that because they'll probably try and attack her or hurt her, so she's got to go back in the sea. And then he tries to find out who was the girl that saved his life. And so he has search parties out trying to find her, which obviously he can't find her because she's in the sea and they're searching on land. They're taking like horses and carriages to search on land and things like that. And so they're looking, and obviously they'll be looking at the sea, but not like right deep down. So anyway, after that, Ariel's in love with this guy. The shipwreck, she goes and salvages parts from, takes them to her underground storage area. When I say underground, underwater, she collects things from other previous shipwrecks there. because she loves knowing more about humans. Her dad is against humans, her sisters are against humans because they think they destroy the ocean, because when they shipwrecks, they get all the pollution going into their sea. And also they have nets that trap things, and so they see them as the enemy. Ariel realizes not all humans are the same, and Ariel's mother was killed by a human. So Ariel's dad hates humans, but Ariel really understands not every human's the same, and she thinks there's more to life by having legs and being able to wander around and be free above sea level than it is imprisoned in sea, if you like. And the prince, Eric, he finds more adventure and freedom in the sea. So they're kind of like liking opposing things, if you know what I mean. But it brings them together in the middle because they got common ground, obviously. He loves the sea. She does love the sea, but she prefers the land to the sea. Anyway, she worships a statue which she brings from the boat, which is of him. But then her dad finds out that she went to above sea level and that she's in love with this guy that she saved. And so he goes and with his trident in a flame, he goes and basically demolishes a lot of the items that she's saved over the years, plus the statue of him, and all that's left of him is a hand part. So she's really grieving, really upset because she's totally in love with him, even though she's only met him once. Well, she hasn't met it. She's met him, as in she saved his life, but she doesn't really know him. And what happens is there's Ursula is the king's sister, and she's like an evil witch, but she cons Ariel into thinking she's mended her ways and that she can help Ariel to become human so that she can go and get this prince Eric, and they'll fall in love. But Ursula's stipulation, who's basically an octopus, is that she's only got 3 days to have the kiss of true love with this prince. And if not, she doesn't get her voice back because Ursula takes her voice away from her. And it's her voice, which is how the Prince Eric recognizes her, because she sang to him when she saved his life. And so that's the only recollection he's really got of her, because he was quite, his vision was quite fuzzy and grey, so he didn't get a proper look at her. Because it was coming out of unconsciousness. So anyway, he, like I said, he sent out a search party. Ursula, who's the octopus, who's Ariel's dad's sister, she's very resentful and bitter and everything. And she's asked Ariel for one of her scales, which she had to pull out, which has a spot of blood on it, and she made this potion. So Ariel then gets given legs, and she has to float to the surface really quickly, otherwise she'll die, because she's not a mermaid anymore. And she spends 3 days on land. But she has a crab, a crustacean, which is the king's assistant, but also her friend that goes with her, and a seagull friend, and there's a fish. So there's 3 companions she has, which are the animated companions she has. And they go with her because Ursula put this spell on her that she's got to kiss the prince within 3 days, and it's got to be true love kiss. So he's got to love her, and she's got to love him back. Otherwise, she won't get a voice back ever. So Ursula thinks it will never happen. And what happens is the prince meets Ariel at the castle, because she floats, she goes to the top, swims to the top as a human, and then this guy picks her up in his horse and cart when she's naked, gives her like a sack to put over her, and says, "I'll take you to the prince because they'll know what to do." So the prince has got an overbearing mother. His dad's died from what I can make out, but the mother has a male companion who's like looks after Eric. And anyway, to cut a long story short, Ariel gets into the palace is it palace or castle, whatever you call it, probably both, gets into the place of the where the prince lives, and she melts his heart really because they have end up having conversations, but she can only nod and things like that because she can't speak because Ursula took away her voice. But they spend a lot of time together, and she gets out all these maps in the prince's library, and he's going through all the different places in the maps and his own place, and he brings up a little ornament of a mermaid saying he loves mermaids, and he kind of gives background that his people are not so fond of them, but he's always loved them. So and he likes adventure and stuff like that. So they grow very close, but he's battling because he's likes this woman girl who saved his life, and he doesn't realize it's Ariel, and she can't say it's her because she doesn't have a voice. And so he's carrying on searching for this girl who saved his life, who he believes he's meant to be married to and with forever. And he battles that against his feelings for, excuse me, Ariel, not realizing they're the same person. And then just as about they're getting really, really close, they go on a boat trip together. He wants to kiss her. Ursula comes in and she disguises herself as another girl, claiming to have saved the prince. And then the prince thinks, oh, I've got to marry this girl because she's the one who saved my life. I owe her my life. And he doesn't realize that she's a con artist, and so Ariel gets really upset because she finds out that he's going to marry this other girl, not realizing it's Ursula in disguise. And then the crab and the seagull and the fish realize that it's just a set. Well, it's actually the seagull who says, "Just listen to me." It's Ursula in disguise, and because there's a necklace around Ursula's neck, well, around the girl's neck, and that's Ariel's voice. So they tell Ariel not to give up. They explain to Ariel what's happening. Ariel goes all the way back up where the prince is, grabs hold of the necklace and pulls it off the neck of Ursula, who's disguised as a girl, chucks it on the floor, and the voice comes up and the voice goes back in Ariel. And she starts singing again, and he knows then that Ariel's his true love, not this girl. And of course, there's difficulties because Ursula gets really angry and Ariel's turned back into a mermaid. And then Eric goes after Ariel as a mermaid under the sea to take on Ursula because Ursula has gone back in the sea, but she's got Ariel as a mermaid and she's kind of captured Ariel and says she's mine now to the father. And the father gives his life for his daughter. And so the father gives his it's like a staff. He gives it over to her, Ursula, and she becomes almighty and powerful. The dad looks like he's dead, and then Ariel has to kill off Ursula, but she doesn't do it alone. She has Eric's help. And then finally, when they kill Ursula off, which is really cool because they get all the shipwrecks, and Ariel basically rams it into her part of the mast that's like it's like very sharp from a shipwreck goes into her, and then Ursula dies, and then the staff goes back to her dad, and her dad comes alive again. And he's so thankful to Ariel, and Ariel's like, you gave your life for me. He's like, you saved my life. And she's like, well, I didn't do it alone. Eric helped. And Eric goes back to live with his mum, and he's moping around because he still loves Ariel, but his mum's like, they're two different worlds, you can't be together. Ariel's like really miserable, and then her dad asks a crab who's an av- who's basically like an advisor role in this instance. Like, I've always tried to make my daughter happy, and she's not. And the crab's like saying, "Have you always tried? And basically, you know what to do to make her happy. She wants to be with Eric." So he turns his daughter from because his daughter is actually still watching the place where Eric lives, palace, castle, whatever you want to call it. And she's like just gazing up there the whole time. So she's miserable without him. So her father does the best loving thing for her and changes her into a human, which is what she really wants. And then she goes to be with him and they get married. It's so beautiful. And I don't personally want to get married, but it's just really nice love story. And when they get married in the end, it's lovely because her dad does, you think her dad's not going to come there. Eric's mother does bless them in the end and say, "You've brought together, both the cultures of mermaids and humans together to live in harmony." And then her dad shows up out the water with all her sisters and other mermaids, including mermans, I guess they're called, not mermaids, I don't know. But anyway, there's a whole lot of different genders and children mermaids, and they all come together at the end and have beautiful costumes on, and they get married and they go off on adventures on the sea, her with human legs and so human form, and him human form. But they do say that they'll expect her back. Her dad says they'll expect her back at moon that when the moon changes at a certain season, I think it is. So it sounds like she might go back and visit them. But the things I really loved about this movie is the person who plays Ariel. I'm not into women, but she's a very beautiful looking character. Um, and the guy is really nice. Like he's a kind, caring, patient guy character. So he's very different to, the Prince Charmings and stuff. He's not a like charismatic narcissist. He's a really nice, kind, caring, compassionate guy, which is something Ariel points out. And I love it when nice guys win. Genuine, nice, caring, kind guys. I love it when they actually are the hero along with the Ariel of the movie, like they're the good guy hero. So it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole guy to actually be a hero, and I love that. And to get the girl, I like it when kind, caring, compassionate guys who are empathetic and sensitive get the girl and who really truly love the girl. And I was just thinking, I wish this would happen in real life, where the guy realizes what he's lost and he just wants to be with her and she wants to be with him and they really love each other. That's the best feeling in the world. And I loved the singing throughout this. Ariel and the guy who played Eric, they were so good with the singing. It might not have obviously been them singing, but the songs were so beautiful. They looked like they sung them amazingly well. And it was such a good musical. It's like you're watching a movie, but it's a musical at the same time. It's fabulous. And the bits under the sea, the multicolours of all the different fish, and the pinks and stuff like that, absolutely stunning. Visually, this movie is breathtaking. I'd highly recommend you see it. Apparently, it's going to be on Disney Plus soon. I think it's like the 6th of September, something like that. So yeah, Disney has confirmed that The Little Mermaid will begin streaming on Disney Plus starting Wednesday, September the 6th. I've actually got Disney Plus at the moment because I got a free subscription to it when I went to Disneyland Paris in May this year. So I could watch it on there, but I actually, because it was really early movie and it was kids club, by the time I'd gone to the toilet in the trailers, it was already started the movie. It just like the clouds were coming on, it was doing some writing. I missed the first bit of the writing, so I have to go on Netflix, not Netflix, sorry, Disney Plus to watch that bit when it comes out. Apparently, there's some bonus footage as well. So yeah, but I liked watching it on the big screen. I only paid £2.49 for it because it was a kids' club movie, but there's kids everywhere with parents. They were really well behaved actually. It was really nice. I loved seeing the movie. I'd highly recommend it. I think that she played the character really well, and so did he. There was like nice, friendly chemistry with them, and she had to do a lot of non-verbal acting, so that was incredible. And yeah, go and see it. I highly recommend it. No sex. There is some romance, but there's not that much kissing. And so yeah, I always think kiss, 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 kiss. And it's like there's a song about kissing in it. So yeah, it's now Saturday the 2nd of September that we've gone into when I'm live streaming, and it's now National Cinema Day in the UK. And today, when I wake up, I've got to get up really early at 6 a.m. to go and see 5 movies for National Cinema Day when I'm not well. I've already booked them up. I've already paid for them. The most movies I've ever seen in one day before is 4 movies. I've never seen 5 as far as I know, and that was on National Cinema Day years ago. And so I'm gonna be seeing 5, it's gonna be on my world record. I'm actually seeing a movie I've already seen before, which is Blue Beetle, but I saw it at Odeon, not View. So that's gonna be really interesting. Every movie's £3 today. So yeah, so stay tuned for more movie reviews to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for asexual education, entertainment, information, and lifestyle. And of course, more no sex movie reviews. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't already, and thumbs up this video if you like it, and share it with someone if you think they might enjoy it. Lots of love to you. See you soon next video live stream. Take care. Bye.